Hey there, it's Kelly from Pink Lemonade Company. Today is day 2 of Insiders Week, and so we have some bonus Valentine's Day cards. We have a full printable sheet, and then we also have the individual files. So how can we use those? Let's look at that. So with the individual files, you can always upload them to Canva or Photoshop or wherever you use to create your digital art. You could add some different elements to the cards, just add some more stuff to make them more you. You could turn them into an Instagram story, a social media post, add them to your website, send them digitally to your friends through email. There's so many different ways. And in this short video, I'm going to show you how I printed these out and turned them into tags. I think they're really fun. They're going to be fun to give away to like my girlfriends, my niece, my mom, my sister, my daughter, just anybody that needs a little pick me up and just for me to say, hey, I love you. So hopefully you can take what I've done and just even add even more magic to it. Make it, again, more yours. Just, I could have gone on with this and added more layers, added more elements to it. But hopefully you'll get the basic idea, and this will be kind of a jumping off point just for you to dive into your own magic and creativity. Now, I will say the lighting on this video didn't come out great, so show me some grace. I ran out of time, but I really wanted to get this out to you. So let's jump into it. So I printed out the cards on cardstock and then cut them into individual cards. At this point, I'm just kind of brainstorming what I want to do. So I'm going to grab a sheet of blank watercolor paper and let's just add some marks. This is my favorite watercolor paper. It's thick. I can pretty much put anything on it and it's going to work. It's also going to add some stability to the cards that I printed out. So as you see, I just added some old vintage book papers. I have a book that I tear up and add onto as like a collage medium. I also put some party streamers in here. You can see in the bottom left there's like a gold streamer. I try to use what I have around the house and get creative with how I can repurpose things. And so some tissue paper that we had left over from Christmas, I just added black marks, as you can see in the right corner. I also took an Amazon package that had bubble wrap inside and started using that as a stamp. So I just threw some paint on there and stamp some places. So just find what you have, whether you tear up a magazine or just something around the house we can use. We don't have to go buy all this stuff. If you have a little bit of paint and some glue, I use Mod Podge just to put this stuff down. So it was really fun. It took a couple of days just because I was slow about it, but I just kept adding, layers and just finding new things to use. So here I just added some splatter. I love to add just splatter effects at the end. I don't know if it really shows up, but there's like white splatter on here. And then I added some pink as well. I think it's just a nice finishing touch. And we have just a paper full of color, textures, different things on there. So here I'm just starting to lay the cards on top just to see what I want that background to look like. So you can play around with that a bit. And then once you decide, what you want each card and which area of the background you want to show for each card, you just can measure it out. I usually would use like a shipping or a tag that I had. I just didn't have the right size, so I very much just free-handed this as I went. Once I lined it up, then I started, cutting it out. Again, it was more or less just using the ruler marks as a guide. But I basically just wanted a rectangle that would live as a background behind the printed cards. So just cut those out, and again, you could always switch it up too. If you cut it out and it looks different, you lay them all out, and you're like, I want this card on this card, so you can always switch it up. But this is just kind of an experimentation of like what looks good with which background, and so that's what I did. And then once I settled upon what I wanted, I decided to bring out the Distress Oxide. Now, I've talked about this in other videos that I've done. I love this stuff. It really adds such a nice finishing touch, especially to like vintage photos or, just vintage pieces. It really adds finishing. It doesn't really show up well in the video, but I just kind of scraped the edges with this dark vintage photo color that they have. And then I went in and just kind of buffed it out on the edges just to make it a little more blended. Again, it doesn't really show up well, but in real life, like it really just adds a nice finishing touch. So now I'm ready to put holes in the top of these because I want to feed ribbon through them just to, I love the ribbon. I love using ribbon, as most of us do. And so I'm going to cut the edges. Again, I was very much freehanding it. If I had a shipping tag, I keep calling it a shipping tag. If I had I don't even think it's called that. I don't know why I keep saying that. The tag, if I would have had a tag that I could use it as template, I would have lined it up. So I just was kind of eyeballing it, and but it works. So then I was ready to get the ribbon on the tags, and I just went into my ribbon stash and found some scrap pieces. For me, the more roughed up they are on the edges, the better I like them. I think it was around like 8-inch pieces on this, just to make sure there was enough room, for the knot and for the tag. And so just fed those through the hole. Another thing, if you feel like your cards are too flimsy, you could always get those hole reinforcer stickers that they have, just to reinforce the hole. Fortunately, I had enough cardstock and the watercolor paper, like I didn't feel like I needed those. And so the hole, it worked really well. So just feed the ribbon through. You could add, even more ribbon. I love more layers, the more stuff on there. I like it better. You could always add, different embellishments. There's all kinds of ways that you could just keep going with this and just make them so cute. I love these. I think they're really fun. I added the little glitter star on there. It was a fun project. I would probably definitely do it again, because after I did it, I came up with even more ideas on how to, to make them work. So here's our finished product. I think it will be so much fun to give away. And if you end up using these, I would love to see how you use them. So make sure you are in our big Facebook group and post there and let us know. It's always inspiring for others too, to see how we use these. And so I think the more ways we can share with others, then all the better. So take that, build upon it, or, come up with your own way. The sky really is the limit when it comes to digital graphics and how we can use those in the digital space or in so-called real life. So tomorrow, come back for day 3 of Insiders Week. We have a special training video and a PDF on how to plan out your best year yet. And this is the exact process that I use in planning out my year, specifically for my business. But if you don't have a creative business, I think you'll find value in it as well. So this was from a call that we did in our private client group, which is Creative Business Accelerator. And so I'm sharing that with you as well. I know you're going to love it, because it is such a great process, and it has helped me year after year really hit those big goals and just, see that growth in my business. And so if that's what you're wanting, then you're going to want to get in on that. If you are not an Insiders, we'd love to have you join us. We are currently accepting new members. You can go to the link, get all the info, and join us there. And, when you join today, you'll actually get all the bonuses, even from day 1, day 2, all the way through day 5. We have some other bonuses in there that are fun. There's the bonus library. There's a color palette library. Of course, there's the thousands of graphics at the VIP level. So make sure you join us. And if you have any questions, let us know, because my team and I are here to help you. All right, go have a great day. And if you make anything with the Valentine's files, make sure and let us know. We'd love to see them.